Hello, boys and girls. I am Ms. Moran, and welcome back to your math lesson. Today, we will continue talking about graphs. There are different types of graphs, but we're only going to be learning about 3 different ones. So on Monday, we talked about the picture graph. It's this one right here. Remember, it's called a picture graph because it has pictures on it. Okay, you see the pictures? The graph that we learned about yesterday was a bar graph. It's this one right here. And it's called a bar graph because it has bars and we color in. So if we have 3 hearts, we color in 3 bars. If we want 1 square, we color in 1 square. Okay, so today, Wednesday, we are going to be talking about the last graph. This one is called a pie graph. And it's called a pie graph because if you look at it, it kind of looks like a pie, right? Or a pizza. So with this one, with all of them, you can kind of have the same information, but they just look different. So this one is called pie graph. And usually how it is, here I have my information or my data that I'm going to use. So here I have hearts and square again. So let me count them. I have 1, 2, 3, 3 hearts and 1 square. But if I count it all together, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? I have 4 different things. So my pie needs to be cut in 4 parts, and they all have to be equal. Remember that word equal? So it has to be equal. It has to be everybody has a fair share. It has to be fair. So since there's 4 things, I cut or divided my pie in 4 parts. All right. And so I have 3 hearts and the red. They're color red, right? The hearts are red. So I colored in 3 slices of the pie because I have 3 hearts. So, and I color them red so that I can remember that red, the heart is red. So this is the part of the hearts. And then the square is orange and I only have 1. So I'm only going to color 1 slice. Okay, so 3 hearts, I colored 3 slices. 1 square, I color 1 slice. And then I can look at the pie. And that pie is going to give us, or that pie graph is going to give us information. So looking at this pie graph, which one do I have more? Do I have more hearts or more squares? So this is the hearts. It has a lot more, right? I colored all of this red. So there are more hearts than there are squares, right? And looking at this pie graph, you can also count to see, like if I ask how many hearts do I have? Well, I can look that there's 3 slices, 1, 2, 3 that are red, and that's the heart, right? So I have 3 hearts. See, right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you can ask, well, how many squares do you have? I have 1 square, which is this one right here, right? So I use this information or this data, these drawings, to fill out my pie graph. I know it's a little bit hard, but the most important thing that I want you to learn this week is to know that once you see something like this, that you know that's a picture graph. That when you see something like this, that you know it's a bar graph. Or if you see something like this, you know it's a pie graph. And that you know that you can use that information or that data to make a graph. Okay? So let's get started with the activities. And then after that, we'll talk about your homework so that you can practice with the pie graph. Also, I know it's kind of hard to color in with the tablet. So if you can color it in with the scribble, you can for your homework. But if you can, I also did little objects that you can just move. Instead of coloring this, you'll be able to move like the heart and put it here, and then this one and put it in another slice, and then this one in another slice. Okay, but I'll explain it to you for the homework. But just remember, if you can't scribble with different colors, because it's kind of hard, you'll be able to move the objects. So just look at my activity and my homework, and that should be able to help you. All right, let's get started. Okay, boys and girls. So for today's activity, we're going to be using a pie graph. This is the pie graph. Remember, it is called a pie graph because it kind of looks like a pie or a pizza. And so there should be a slice for all the information or all the data that we're going to graph. So for example, here, we're going to be using these balloons. Not this one. This is just a question, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But all of this down here. So let's count all the balloons in total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 balloons and we should have 8 slices as well. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have that correct. Okay, so this is the data that we're gonna graph, or the information, and it's basically red balloons, blue balloons, or purple balloons. And here we have a question we need to answer once we have all our data here. And the question is, which balloon color has more? So we're gonna move this circle to either the red balloon, blue balloon, or the purple balloon. So these balloons don't count. That's just part of the question that we're gonna answer. It's only this ones that we're gonna be moving. Like I told you before, if we have the paper, and at home, if your mom wants to draw you the pie graph on a piece of paper to make it easier on you, you can do that as well. Or if not, you can use the Google slide for the homework. But I'll talk more about that later. So since it's hard for me to color each slice, I'm just gonna move each object to a slice. So I can only put one balloon per slice. Okay, this triangle right here, that's a slice. So let's start with the red ones. Another thing that's important, you have to put them together. So we have, how many red balloons do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna move them and we have to put them together like this, okay? We can't put like 2 over here and then 1 over here. It's not gonna work. We gotta put them all together. We're sorting them all together in the pie graph. So we have 4 red balloons. Oops. So now let's graph the blue balloons. So we're gonna put them together, remember? 1, 2, and 3. We have to put it here. We can't put it over here. They have to be together. 3. And now the purple one, we're going to put it on this slice. Okay. So looking at this picture graph, or not, I'm sorry, not a picture graph, this pie graph, which balloon has the most or has more? Remember, more means más. ¿Cuál tiene más? Do you think it's the red, the purple, or the blue? Can it be the purple? Does this one have more? No, we do not have more of the purple balloons because we only have one. So looking at our pie graph, I can tell that this one has a lot, has more than this one. This one has 1, 2, 3 slices, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 slices. So this is a bigger part. So the balloon color that has more or the most is the red balloon. Okay, that's my question. Which balloon color has more? It's going to be the red balloon. So now looking at this pie graph, I can ask you another question, like which one has the least? Remember, least means el que tiene menos o el que tiene poquitos. So which one has the least? The red, the purple, or the blue one? It's the purple, right? It has the least because it only has one. And I can also ask you other things like, how many blue balloons do you have? And you can actually come and count the slices, 1, 2, and 3. And you can say I have 3 balloons. Okay? All right, so now that we did that activity, let me talk about your homework. Now you're gonna have the opportunity to practice with a pie graph. So first I'm gonna read the question. Up here it says, circle which shape has more. And you're gonna move this circle to the one that has the most. It's either gonna be the heart, the rhombus, or the square. But before we answer that question, I want you to do the pie graph first. And this is the information or the data that you're going to use down here. Not this, but down here. So remember, you have to put one shape per slice, okay? So, and you're going to put them together because you're kind of like sorting them. So you will move the heart there, and then all the hearts need to be together. And then all the squares need to be together, and all the rhombus needs to be together. All right, and so you're gonna do that. If you're at home and this is, you rather color it, you can draw it. You can draw it. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shapes in total. So your pie graph should have 8 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if your mom wants to draw the pie graph for you, and then you color all the hearts red up here and all the slices blue for your rhombus and the square orange, kind of like over here in this pie graph, I have, the hearts are colored in red and then the square in orange. You can also do that. Or if you can't, you can just move it. Move the shapes. One shape per slice. You can't put like, this will be wrong. It has to be one per slice and then put them close together. Okay? So like if you have to put this heart, don't put it over here because it'll be wrong. It's far away from this one's. It has to be close to it. All right? So go ahead and do that and turn in your homework. It will either be a picture if you decide to draw it at home with your mom, or it will be you moving all the shapes here and then this circle on the correct answer, which shape has more on the Google slide that you turn in, okay? Well, I hope you learned a lot today and that you liked your homework and the activity we did. And I will see you here next week. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.